recording.
Okay.
And I'm also going to turn on a recording to the cloud. All right, today's date is October 13th, 2021. In Childress County, Texas, I call cause number 11238 in the interest of the Warren children. What says the state?
Ready, Your Honor.
Present by telephone is Matt Rican. Are you ready to proceed, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. The court's file reflects that Michael Warren was served with notice proceedings back on June 29th of 2021. However, he's not made any appearance today. This hearing was set at 11:30 and it's now approximately 12 noon. So we are proceeding to default. You may call your witness, Ms. Coons.
Your Honor, the state calls Madison Riken.
And is it Riken or Rican?
It's Rican.
Ms. Rican, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, Ms. Coons, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, what is your full name?
Madison Nicole Rican.
And what is the full name of your children on this case?
Alexander Michael Warren and Autumn Harper Warren.
Okay, and what are the children's dates of birth?
April 3rd, 2019.
Okay, and that's both children's date of birth, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and do you have any concerns with your address and other identifying information being in the court order?
No.
Okay. Are there any concerns with sharing rights and responsibilities for the children with Mr. Warren?
No.
Has there been a history of family violence with Mr. Warren?
No, just those instances listed.
Just what? I'm sorry.
The two instances listed.
Okay. Are you referring to two incidents involving the children on the case?
Yes.
Okay. Is CPS involved?
Yes.
Okay. In what is your understanding of their involvement at this time?
The last thing I heard was they were going to make a phone call to him and the case was going to be closed.
Okay. And can you let the court know what incidents led to CPS involvement?
When he kicked the stool and it hit Autumn, and when he grabbed Alexander and it pulled his hair out.
Okay. And when did that occur?
The stool occurred October of 2020, and his hair was February of 2021.
Okay. When did you and Mr. Warren separate?
The end of April.
Of 2021?
Yes.
Okay. And since the separation, has he had visitation with the children?
He's seen them 4 times since the end of April, early May.
Okay. And when did he last see them?
October 5th and 6th.
Okay. When he saw them October 5th and 6th, did he pick them up on the 5th and return them on the 6th?
I took them to him on the 5th and picked them up on the 6th.
Okay. So then they stayed overnight with him?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other times that he's visited with them, is that what's is that what's occurred during the separation? They've stayed over one night with him?
Yes.
Okay. Do
Is
you,
that what's in the CPS safety plan?
The only paperwork I got from them was car seat safety.
Okay, so they have closed the case.
As far as I know, they were supposed to call him 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and she said the case would be closed, but I've never heard anything back.
Okay, was there a safety plan before?
No.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Coons.
and do you believe that it's in the children's best interest that he continue to have overnight visits with them?
Yes.
Okay, do you believe there would be a risk of some type of physical or emotional harm with that?
No.
Okay. And we kind of talked some about what you believe is best for the children on visitation. Is that correct?
Yes.
And are you thinking, based on his schedule, that it might be best to initially have the visits from 6 p.m. on a Tuesday to 6 p.m. the following Wednesday?
Yes.
And now you and Mr. Warren live more than 100 miles apart. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you want those initial visits to be once a month, or use the first, third, and fifth Tuesday?
Once a month.
Okay. For purposes of having something in place in the order, is there a specific week of the month that you would want that to be, like the first Tuesday, second Tuesday?
There's no preference.
Okay. And then after how many visits like that do you think it would be appropriate for him to move into standard visitation after he completes a certain number of visits like that?
2 more.
Okay. And you're familiar with and understand what standard possession would entail for parties living more than 100 miles apart. Is that correct?
Yes.
You understand, including that in addition to the weekend visits once a month, that also includes alternating holiday provisions, provisions for spring, and a 42-day visit in the summer.
Yes.
Okay. And you believe that having that in place would be in your children's best interest?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we've gone over some calculations using some information available to the state as far as current support calculations. We used $3,703.74 gross income per month for Mr. Warren for the current support calculations. Is that number very close to what he has previously indicated to you he earns?
Yes.
Okay. And does Mr. Warren have any other minor children besides on this case?
Yes.
Okay. How many other minor children does he have?
2.
Is he court ordered to support those children?
Yes.
Okay. And are both of those children older than your children?
Yes.
Okay. Has Mr. Warren told you that he has health insurance and dental insurance in place for the children through his employer?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't have information on what that cost him. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a card so that you can use the insurance?
No, he told me he had it, but he won't give me a card.
Okay.
Would do you believe that Mr. Warren should be ordered to provide those coverages and to provide a copy of the cards for you to be able to use that insurance?
Yes.
Okay. And we've done some calculations on current support and come out with the initial guideline child support amount of $643 per month. Would you like the court to order Mr. Warren to pay that guideline support amount beginning November 1st, 2021?
Yes.
And then I've also calculated a step down amount. However, we've discussed that it may not end up being applicable to your case since the children have the same birth date. But we've calculated a step down amount in the event that it is needed of $624 per month. Do you want that step down amount also to be ordered?
Yes.
Okay. And we've also talked about retroactive support. And I think it's come up with in your testimony this morning as well. You separated late April, is that correct, of 2021?
Yes.
And are you wanting the court to order some retroactive support for the time period from May 2021 to present?
Yes.
Okay. And during that period, he provided you a little bit of direct support for the children?
Yes. He's given me 700.
Okay. And we calculated some support, and we subtracted that $700 from the total that was calculated. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. Now for the retroactive support period, for part of it, he's been with his current employer. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then for the first 2 months, he was with a different employer. Is that also correct?
Yes.
And then he started with his current employer the following month?
Yes.
Okay. So for the first 2 months, you were able to provide some information based on what he had told you about his income with that employer. Can you tell the court approximately what he was earning with the prior employer?
$16 an hour.
Okay. And who was the prior employer?
Hyson?
Okay. So we calculated based on 2 months, $16 an hour. Was he working 40 hours a week?
Yes.
Okay. So we did some calculations using that for the first 2 months, and then calculations at the current rate for the following 4 months, coming out with a total of $3,550 for retroactive support. And then we subtract off the $700, leaving $2,850 of retroactive support to be paid. Would you like the court to order a judgment against Mr. Warren for $2,850 of retroactive support?
Yes, please.
Okay. And would you also like the court to order him to pay that initially at a rate of $75 per month to increase as the current support obligation decreases?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you believe the court needs to hear from you to help make a decision about your case today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you and Mr. Warren signed acknowledgments of paternity, legally naming him as both children's father. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Ms. Rican, do the children have different last names?
No, ma'am.
They're both Warren?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I misheard that then. Anything else you want me to know based on the question and answer, or that hasn't come up through the question and answer?
No, ma'am.
And what are the birth dates again of the children? They are both born?
April 3rd, 2019.
Okay. Well, based on the testimony and evidence before me then, I'm appointing these parents as joint managing conservators with Ms. Rican to determine the primary residence of the children. I'm ordering visitation from 6 p.m. Tuesday to 6 p.m. Wednesday to occur once a month, that Mr. Warren gets to choose, but he has to give Ms. Reeker at least 48 hours notice by phone, text, or email. And I'm ordering that to continue until both children reach age 3. Once they're both over age 3, then standard possession. I'm ordering Mr. Warren to pay Ms. Reeker child support of $643 per month starting November 1st. I'm also granting the request for 6 months of retroactive support for a total of $2,850, giving Mr. Warren $700 credit to be paid at $75 per month, also starting November 1st. I'm ordering Mr. Warren to provide health and medical and dental insurance for both children, and each parent will pay half of any medical bills not covered by the insurance. Ms. Reeker, if you want to be since Mr. Warren hasn't been helpful in dealing with the insurance, you can notify Human Resources Department, it is his employer, that you want to be responsible for filing insurance claims and are requesting a card.
Okay.
You have to do that in writing directly to the Human Resources Department, but that might help things work a little smoother. Give them a copy of the page of the order that has that information, or the pages that have that information in it.
Okay.
That he's ordered to provide the insurance. The AG's office will send that to them and get Mr. Warren, get the children enrolled in the insurance. Is that correct, Ms. Kuntz?
We do send a national medical support notice to the employer to let them know he's ordered to provide the insurance.
All right. If you want to be the person that submits the medical bills and the reimbursements to the insurance, you would need to notify his employer. All right. Is there any I'm assessing court costs against Mr. Warren due November 1st of 2022. Is there any other relief I need to address?
Your Honor, I don't think I asked Ms. Rican this in the testimony. We did discuss it in negotiations. I believe as far as the visitation exchange, Ms. Rican has indicated that there are not any concerns with that being at her residence. So it asked to just confirm that. I apologize for not asking that previously.
All right, Ms. Rican, do you drive the children to see him and then he picks them up, or how do you work that?
I have been driving them to his house and picking them up.
Okay, you need to do at least 50-50. What does your order say, Ms. Kuntz?
Well, it just depends. Our typical language says that he's responsible for picking them up at her residence. However, if there are concerns with that, we would certainly want to designate a different location for the exchange.
All right. You didn't ask questions about non-disclosure. We'll reopen the testimony. Go ahead, Ms. Coontz.
Ms. Rican, you don't have any concerns with your address and other information being in the court order, do you?
No.
Okay. And if the court were to order a location for visitation exchange, would you want that to be at your residence, or would you want to meet him somewhere?
It can be at my residence.
Okay. Do you believe there would be any risk of harm or harassment for that information to be available to him and for him to come to your residence for visitation exchange?
No.
Okay. I pass the witness.
All right, let's have Mr. Warren pick up the children to start the visitation, and Ms. Rican bring them home at the end of the visitation.
Okay.
Any other relief I need to address?
No.
All right, Ms. Rican, Ms. Coontz is going to prepare that order for my signature, and I'm signing it. There's a period of 3 business days during which you or Mr. Warren can request a new hearing. If one does that, you get a new hearing in front of Judge Messer, and he would start over and make his own decision. But if nobody does, my order starts to become final, and you should get a copy in the mail, either by email or regular mail, within about 2 weeks. If you don't get one, call the Attorney General's office in Wichita Falls and remind them to send you one, okay?
Okay.
Good luck to you and your family, Ms. Rican. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And ma'am, you can hang up now. Thanks so much.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.